Hi, Satina here. Um, Happy Leo full moon. Doesn't feel like I thought it was going to. Surprisingly, I woke up under virulent attack from the forces of darkness, let's just call them. Or we can just call them the demons, because that simplifies things, and in most of the popular music that tells you how to deal with them, or at least warns you that they're there, that's what they're called. So let's just talk about the demons. Let's talk about how they get you, and let's talk about what to do about it. Well, how they get you is they prey on your worst fears. You see, they can only get at you through your mind. As I've explained on the blog, they cannot touch you. They cannot impact physical reality in any way. All they can do is project thoughts and feelings into your mind. But if you decide to own them, they become yours. And because you are a creator God who creates reality with your mind, they can make you create hell. And they can make you hurt yourself. And they can make you kill yourself. So this is not a joke. This is not a small matter. You look at all of those celebrities who've killed themselves, they were all under this same demonic attack, and they did not know what to do about it. They did not know those thoughts were not theirs. If you watch the video that we watched together, Russell, about Kurt Cobain, his friends said that right before his death, he all of a sudden seemed to feel completely worthless, just utterly worthless. And that is exactly what they do to you. They make you feel worthless. They make you feel like no one wants what you have. No one wants to hear it. No one is ready for it. No one is big enough for it. No one is going to choose love over fear. You're wasting your time. People don't want you here. They don't want to hear what you have to say. And that humans are unsavable. And of course, that's what they tell me. They absolutely tell me, hey, this world doesn't want a Messiah. This world doesn't want a Savior. They don't believe in Saviors. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in Messiahs. They don't believe in love. Love is just a sentiment. Love is just something for Valentine's Day, or, sappy fucking Hallmark cards or something. And it's not. Love is a force. Love is what you're made of. Love is life. Love is what makes your heart beat, keeps the blood moving through your body. Without it, you're dead. Okay? Without it, you become an automaton. Without it, the timeline that you were heading into would make you a half machine, half biological entity controlled by implant and psychic thought projection, demonic thought projection. Sorry to splash cold water in everybody's faces, but this is real. I don't like that it's real either, believe me. So yeah, the only weapon they have against you is you. Your worst fears. The very things you don't want to be thinking. That is their weapon against you. So when it happens, you have to examine the thoughts that come up. If you're thinking thoughts that make you feel bad, you have got to examine those thoughts. So when they give me thoughts such as, well, Shannon is representative of humanity, and she's not choosing love. She is gone. She is mute, frozen in fear, paralyzed, and chooses smallness. She wants to stay tiny, and in a tiny little apartment in a shithole of a state. I'm sorry, but there are a few states that really exemplify the closed-mindedness that kills souls. And I happen to be living in one, and she happens to be living in one. But she happens to be cozied up to it. And so, yeah, the demons get into my head and they say, look at her, she's happy there. And then they say, and she exemplifies humanity. And guess what? They're much happier playing small. They're much happier choosing fear. You're just scaring them. You're just freaking them out. They can't stretch that big. They will never accept anything as complicated as what you are proposing. They can never open their minds that wide, and they can never open their hearts that wide. This is what they tell me. And so they tell me, you don't have a place here. There is absolutely no place for you here. And here's the thing. That actually doesn't even matter, because it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if every single human on the planet rejects this message and the salvation that I have for all of you. It doesn't matter, because I have no free will, and I will pass this message on until I'm dead. Period. It's all I am. I am the message. I am the Word. I am the Word of God. I am the will of God. So, go ahead. Fucking crucify me again. It doesn't matter. This is who I am. It's what I am. It's what I'll do. But the one thing that the demons can do is make it feel like a living hell while I'm doing it. That's what they're trying to do today. And what they've tried to do multiple times. I'm thinking back to that night, Russell, you remember that night that we read Stimulus. I had been under attack for 2 or 3 days. I lost track because I couldn't move, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I was curled up on this fucking futon, and the demons were just screaming in my brain to kill myself. Of course, I can't even harm myself, let alone kill myself. But, it's still kind of distracting when that's the only thing you could think, isn't it? And I texted everyone to pray for me, and after I did that, I could feel some of the horrific negative feelings being lifted from me. I'm going to push this back a little bit, because this whole leaning in for intimacy thing doesn't really work. I'm not a filmmaker. Anyway, and so, if I had had free will, the way humans have free will, I'd have ended myself. Oh yeah. I mean, you were there. It's in the tweets. You will see. I was full on 100% suicidal, and I had a plan. That's the whole thing. Do they have a plan? I worked a suicide prevention hotline in college. It's so funny because I was always so passionately invested in healing depression, and I'd never experienced it. And so I took extra classes on it in college. And like I said, I volunteered on a suicide prevention hotline, so I actually learned all about suicide and what you do. I remember they gave us this book, this, spiral-bound book about suicide. This is what it's all about, and this is how you help people through it. And let me tell you, that book's bullshit. Nobody knows how to really help people when they're suicidal. And the advice they give you is just like this kind of too little too late stuff. And they tell people, and they make people feel like they are responsible for keeping their friend or family member alive too. And that just puts more pain into the world, because you're not responsible. Shannon, you weren't responsible for keeping me alive. What's your fault that I decided to kill myself? That's my choice. As a human, I get to make that choice. And if it had worked, that wouldn't have been your fault either. And for so many other people, yeah, it worked because they're human and they have free will and they could leave. And I'm going to turn this. And but I can't. I don't have free will, so I couldn't leave. But it wasn't anyone's responsibility but mine to make that decision. We're sovereign souls. We get to choose whether to stay or go. So the only way to fight them is to know what's going on. If you don't know that those thoughts aren't yours, how the fuck are you going to surmount them? How the fuck are you going to fight that? If your own mind and heart, because thoughts create feelings, and feelings get felt in the body, and then feelings are what raise and lower your vibration. Just like Michael Jackson said, they're out to get you. There's demons closing in on every side. They will possess you unless you change that number on your dial. Okay, he's talking about frequency. And if you can raise your frequency, then those thoughts will no longer make any sense. And those thoughts will no longer create the horrible feelings that bring your frequency down and thus start attracting all this negative bullshit into your life. Because once again, you are a creator God. And your vibration, you're made of energy, okay? The entire, all of creation is just made of energy, vibrating at different rates. And you are sending out a vibration. You are sending out a message about, and it's not about what you want, see? It's about the frequency of vibration that you are emanating. And if you emanate a low vibration, you call forth low frequency experiences and people and thoughts. So it's a vicious cycle, and you get trapped in hell. And there's no way out unless you understand what's going on. And what you have to do is change that number on your dial. You've got to turn your frequency up. So that's why when I woke up this morning under virulent attack, after taking a hot shower to cleanse my energy field, because water cleanses your aura, it cleanses your energy field, and it balances your system. And of course, I was a sweaty, horrible mess, and so I felt better. And I put on some makeup and I did my hair because, when you look better, you also feel better. Hey, look at this, I'm wearing a different shirt. I realized I've been wearing the same shirt in practically every video and every photo. And that's because that's my twin flame shirt. You'll see, I don't show the whole thing. It's got this amazing, it's handmade. Tasha bought it for me at this amazing Hyde Park Street Fair. And it's got this flaming heart on it. And it's just a phenomenal shirt. So as soon as it's clean again, I wear it again. But it's not the only thing I wear, and it's certainly not the only thing I own, although I only own about 6 shirts. I don't know, I didn't actually count them. There might be 7, counting the 2 that my mother bought me. Anyway, I'm wearing a different one. Here, there we go. My mom bought me, or gave me this one too. It used to be hers. And it's got some indigo in it, it's got some purple in it, and so anyway, different shirt. So anyway, when I got into a shirt that made me feel different, that made me feel, wearing that twin flame shirt when my twin flame is completely rejecting me and ignoring me, is sometimes so heartbreaking. I want to set it on fire. So that wasn't the right shirt to wear today, was it? No, because I woke up feeling just like that. So put this shirt on, took the shower, did my hair, my makeup, put my pendant on. I wear this every single day, and I used to wear it all night, but it's uncomfortable to wear at night, so I actually take it off at night now. Both of my bracelets wore off my wrists. I've worn them the entire time on this mission, and within the last week, they've both broken. They just wore out, so I need new ones. I used to have garnet on this wrist, which is my birthstone, which reminded me to be true to myself always. And this was fluorite, which helped me to keep my thoughts clear and my own. But evidently I don't need those things anymore. I can do that on my own. So those were the first things that I did. And then the next thing I did was look for videos. Excuse me, I have to belch now. Because the other thing I did, of course, was I woke up feeling like I was going to vomit. And I mean, I really thought I might vomit. It was bad. It was really kind of crazy bad. So anyway, got myself a Pepsi. Look at that. Yeah, there it is. And that makes me happy. That makes me feel indulged. It indulges the inner child. And of course, for me at least, Pepsi also helps to settle my stomach. So I did that. And then I looked for videos that would just lift my feelings, lift my vibrations. And so, yeah, one of them is that video that I made for you, Russell, because I'm on this video just pouring my love for you out. And so, and it's not just for you. God is coming through me, telling you, Russell, how much they, Creator, loves you through me. Because this isn't my love I'm here carrying. This is God's and Goddess's love. And specifically, since I embody the Divine Masculine, God's love. The Divine Masculine's love. Shannon embodies the Divine Feminine's love. Right now she's holding that back. Katie, you also embody the Divine Feminine's love. And so that amazing video, Unconditionally, that shows us the Goddess's love pouring out for everyone, and specifically also for the God, the Christ. So anyway, what that video is God's love pouring out on everybody, but it's God's love pouring out on you. So I'm channeling all this love for humanity, for you, and I can sit there and receive it too. So that helped. And then, yeah, the Christ music, I didn't even listen to that yet. I listened to a couple of songs, and but then I realized nothing can bring me up faster than you, Russell. Nothing can bring me up faster than watching you be this beautiful, amazing, profound example of love in action. And so, and especially, of course, the year in review and certain other videos that showed up very synchronistically in my subscription box that have very personal messages for me. And so, watching those things, the messages themselves uplift me, and I can just sit there and bask in you. And I'm totally distracted from everything else. I can just focus on the fact that I love you, Russell. That's all I need. I can just love you, and my vibe starts to rise. So you don't, if you're under attack and you're like, oh, I'm worthless and the whole world hates me, they're never going to listen to me, and they're so small-minded, they'll never get this, they'll never accept this, their hearts are closed, they're scared, they're so tiny scared, they'll never, ever, ever be able to save themselves. It doesn't fucking matter. I can just watch you, Russell, and I can just go, wow, Russell's fucking awesome. And like I said, that was how God tricked me, or Talia, I should say, Talia, totally, it was Talia, tricked me into loving myself back when I was fat and sick. All of a sudden, I became obsessed with Pink. And I watched Pink videos obsessively for about 3 months, and I mean, it was practically all I did. Shannon, if she ever speaks again, will corroborate that. I just was back in the bedroom, turned it up full blast, and butt danced to my Pink. And I just sat there, and it didn't matter what else was going on. It didn't matter if I wanted to kill myself all day and all night. Pink fucking rocks. And I just kept focusing on that. I'm like, wow, Pink fucking rocks. Because I had a big screen TV, and I could, watch my YouTubes up on Roku. And so that's what I did, and I just sat there, and that's all I would let myself think about is, wow, Pink fucking rocks. And I, of course, was led to a very specific list of videos that had messages for me. I didn't really know that at the time. Some of them I kind of recognized, and some of them I didn't. I didn't know I was the Messiah, and I certainly didn't know Pink was me. I just was like, wow, Pink fucking rocks. That's all I needed to think about, was just put her up there and bask. And then, yeah, before I knew it, I started wanting to move, and so we lived in this little shitty apartment complex, but it did have a shitty little workout room, and I went on the treadmill, and I played God as a TJ, and I would do just that song on the treadmill, and then limp my way back to the apartment. And then gradually I would add another song, and another song, and then I started going for walks out, actually outside. And yeah, that's how I began transforming this body. And even if that hadn't been my own soul, I was basking. I was basking in the only thing that made me feel good. Because at that time, living with Shannon was just like chewing razor blades. It was just so fucking torturous to have her right there, and she was already gone. She was already not mine. And so I could see everything that she was. I could see her absolute radiant beauty. And the only thing I ever got to think about that was that's not mine anymore. So I was fucking miserable. And there was nothing for me. Nothing. Except Pink. And so, yeah, Talia tricked me into not only basking, but basking in myself. So, that's what you do. You bask. You find something to bask in. And if it's not Pink, go find your own artists. Go watch Jack, flip himself around on lawnmowers and slaughter himself over and over and laugh gleefully, or watch him open his presents, or watch your favorite movie, or play Sims. I played Sims for hours and even days on end sometimes, to stay alive. Find something to do that will raise your vibration. That is absolutely the only thing to prioritize at that point when you are under attack. That is how you defeat them. So that's what I'm doing today. I am going to continue to just find things to bask in. And as you can see, I'm already feeling much more empowered by this choice. And that's what it's just like sobriety. It's a choice that you make not only every day, every moment, because when you're choosing sobriety, you're choosing to be healthy, happy. You are choosing not to turn to a substance to deal with your pain. And the pain's going to come, isn't it? It's going to come back. It's going to come back. In this world right now, the pain's going to come back. So you've got to make that choice. Again, I'm not going to do that. When the pain comes, I'm going to do something else. And whether that's yoga, prayer, music, art, because again, I did art. I did a shitload of art. Some of it, little tiny bits of it, I've shared with you. Shannon has all of it. I don't have any of my art. And when she canceled my phone and my Netflix, which she promised to pay for as long as I needed it, I'm like, wow, is she over there burning my art? I don't know, because she hadn't spoken to me in months. Anyway, I did that art to save my own life. My art avatar, which is used on my Twitter, there it is. That's art that I did to protect myself when the camera started having problems, and so I had to cut off the end of that. Oh, there we go. And so I just wanted to close this video, it's getting too long anyway, by saying the point is find something to bask in. Art, music, excuse me, videos, a game, whatever makes you feel good. That is priority one. Get your vibration back up. and realize those are not your thoughts, those are not your feelings. Those are not your thoughts, those are not your feelings. Those are not your thoughts, those are not your feelings. If you don't realize how they get you, how can you possibly protect yourself from them? Alright, that's why I made this video, and my highest intention is that it serves the highest good of all, and that you find it on a day when you really need it. I love you. Victory to the heart.